Okay, so today we're going to continue our discussion on integration. Okay, and this is a continuation from our previous class. And today we're actually going to just look at techniques to integrate. Okay, so like before this, when we were talking about differentiation, okay, we still remember we always started with an equation. Let's say, for example, y equals to 5x squared. And then we learned how to differentiate lah. Okay, technique of differentiating, you get 10x. Okay, so today our main objective for today is just to learn how to do integration. The good news is that there is no first principle that you have to learn. I'm sure there's a first principle, but you don't have to learn the first principle. It's not like the differentiation. You have to know the shortcut method, and you also have to know the first principle method. Okay, but for integration is not really that much, but today we're just going to focus on two types of integration. It is basically almost the same thing as differentiation, except that kalau differentiation, kita kasih turun dia punya kuasa. Okay, in integration, we increase the power. Okay, that's why it's the exact opposite of one another. Because when you differentiate an equation, you are reducing the power by 1. Every power of the unknown. And then when you're doing integration, all the unknowns, you're increasing the power by 1. Okay, so for example, but the most common case is this lah. Okay, so I'm not sure what is printed on your this one, but if you have all these funky looking symbols, I want you to change this lah. This one should be actually the symbol of integration. Okay, I don't know what this weird looking is. Okay, so this is actually the symbol of integration. Okay, so if this is written on your printed sheet of paper, please make sure you change it to the sign of integration is this. Okay. Now, please remember that selagi benda ini wujud, okay, maksudnya kamu belum lagi kasih naik kuasa. But the moment you have increased the power, this sign must disappear. You cannot bring it down all the way with you. Okay, so be aware of this lah. When you have increased the power, when you have actually done the integration, make sure you throw this sign away. Okay, jangan kasih tinggal saja di sana. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at is, if I give you a number, for example, the number is A, okay, and I ask you to integrate A towards dx. Okay, so what we will get now is we will get AX, okay, plus C. This is the integration of any number lah. Okay, so for example, if let's say I ask you to integrate, if I ask you to integrate 5 towards dx, okay, my answer will be 5x plus c. Okay, and so the question comes is, kenapa ada c di belakang tadi? Apa gunanya itu c? Okay, so in order for you to understand this, so I don't know if you, so in order to understand why there is a c at the back, we need to understand that, remember, the differentiation and integration, they are opposite of one another. Now let's say I give you the equation y equals to 5x. Okay, and I ask you to differentiate it. Differentiate it, you get dy dx equals to 5. Okay. But what if I give you the equation y equals to 5x plus 3? And I ask you to differentiate it. Okay, if you differentiate it, you will get also 5 kan? And so you find that since the differentiation of both these equations end up with the same answer, okay, since the differentiation end up with the same answer, we find that we have to take into consideration that there could be a value behind there. Okay, macam mana kita mau cari value of C is not our job today lah. Okay, that's our job for the next class. But for today, I want you to understand that whenever you do an indefinite integral, okay, so we call this an indefinite integral. And there's a difference to this integral and another type of integral which is called a definite integral lah. Okay, ada dua jenis pengambilan lah. Satu is indefinite integral and the second one is definite integral. But as long as you're doing an indefinite integral, okay, where there is no number, okay, a definite integral means that you will have a number over here, let's say for example 2, 3 like that. Okay, this is called a definite integral. Okay, but as long as you are doing an indefinite integral, when you are done with the integration, make sure you add the plus c at the back. Okay, because you have to take into consideration that mungkin akan ada nilai yang bila kamu bezakan, kamu akan dapat kosong. Okay, so be aware of this lah. So there's a reason why there is a plus C. Of course, we have to find the value of the C lah, which we will come to another day. That's not our job today. My job today is to teach you to make sure that you know how to integrate properly first. Okay. Now, so if I give you a number, okay, you should be able to tell me the integration immediately like that. Doesn't matter what kind of number it is. It can be a fraction, it can be a negative number, it can be a positive number, but any number, when you integrate it, all you have to do is just add the x and then plus c. X power of 1 lah. Okay, x power of 1. So even if I were to integrate, even if I were to, let's say, integrate now 1 over 3 towards dx, okay, my answer will be 1 over 3 x to the power of 1, okay, plus c. Because remember, over here, there is no x. Okay, and because we want to increase the power of the x, we have to create a x power of 1. Okay, integration of negative 4 towards dx will give me negative 4x plus c. Okay, so it's not that difficult lah, kan? It's just a number, kau kasih tambah x saja lah. Okay, and that's how you will do the integration. Now, the second form of integration is, let's say if I give you something that has the power inside. Okay, say for example, let's say for example, I ask you to integrate x to the power of 4 kepada dx. Okay, and so what happens here is, the power will increase by 1, and that's the most important thing of a differentiation. The power must increase. So it's x to the power of 5 over n plus 1 is the same thing. Okay, it's the same number over 5. And because it is an indefinite integral, we plus c. Okay, now another way of writing this, ini pun boleh ditulis begini ya, 1/5 x kuasa 5 tambah c. It is the same thing, tidak berbeza. It's just saya kasih keluar itu 5 supaya dia jadi 1/5 saja. Okay, jangan cakap bahawa ini dan ini benda berlainan. It's not, it's the same thing, it's just that I want to write it in a different method. Okay, now what if there is a number in front of the x squared? Say for example, integration of 4x to the power of 3 dx. Okay, now this case, okay, yang case pertama ni hanya pakai kalau itu nombor adalah satu orang saja. Okay, if it is alone, then you can do this. But if the number is attached to the x to the power of 3, you leave it alone. Okay, jangan kacau. So what will happen is you will get 4. The 4 will remain 4. Okay, tapi the x kita akan kasih naik satu power. So it will become x to the power of 4. Okay, over the same power, 4. Okay, and then of course plus c lah, because it's an indefinite integral. Okay, and we find that this 4 and this 4 we can bundarkan, and you will get x to the power of 4 plus c. Okay, so the idea is this, even if there is a number here, okay, in front of the integration, we leave the number like that. Okay, and then of course, you have to, if you can bundarkan, you bundarkan lah. Okay, and so if you turn to the next page, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So if you turn to the next page, if you take a look at these examples over here, okay, as I said before, if there's a number 5, okay, then you just add the x, make sure you add the plus c, because it's an indefinite integral. Okay, x to the power of 3 will become x to the power of 4 over 4 plus c. Okay, or you can also write 1 over 4x to the power of 4 plus c, begini. Okay, it's the same answer, no difference. Okay, then what happens is if you have a number like this lah, okay, so you leave the 2 alone, okay, dan kamu kasih naik dia punya kuasa untuk x. Then because there is 2 and 6 over here, bahkan you can simplify and become 1 over 3. Okay, so take out the x lah, kasih keluar itu x kuasa 6. Okay, what happens if you have something like this? Okay, so what you do is you split it into two. Kau kasih bahagi setengah. Not bahagi setengah lah. Kau kasih pisahkan lah. Okay, setiap satu kamu kamirkan terhadap dx. Okay, I show you again now. So this is x, right? So this is the x. This is 3x squared, and then this is 3x squared. Then you integrate them one by one. Just like when you were doing differentiation, then you differentiate each one separately, one by one. Gitu. Okay, and so this x will become x squared over 2, and then the 3x squared, 3 kita kasih biar satu orang, and then x squared akan jadi x cubed over 3. And then wherever you can, try to simplify. Don't forget the plus c di belakang. Okay, now what if you get slightly more complicated stuff like this? Okay, say for example like this. Okay, so you see that what happens here is before you start to integrate, try to simplify it first. Okay, try to simplify it first so that it becomes easier. So in this case, apa yang dia buat is dia kasih bahagi dua. So x over x plus 4, x over x to the power of 4 plus 3x squared over x to the power of 4. And then itu x kamu boleh simplify. Notice that because dia belum lagi ubah apa-apa power, the integration sign still stays there. Okay, it doesn't change, doesn't move yet. So dia belum lagi buat integration, dia hanya pemudahkan saja. And then x and x power of 4, when you simplify, it becomes x to the power of minus 3. So even if it is a negative power, totally no problem. Just like when we did differentiation. Kan negative power, no problem, differentiate je. Same like integration. Negative power, just integrate. So you get x to the power of minus 3, and then 3x to the power of minus 2. Okay, and then this one, when you integrate, minus 3 plus 1, remember, integration is you add. Kamu bukan menolak, kamu menambah dia punya kuasa. So minus 3 plus 1 will give you minus 2 divided by minus 2. Okay, and then this 3x to the power of minus 1 divided by minus 1. Okay, notice that now the integration sign is gone because you have already raised the power. Be aware of this. Okay, I know there are quite a number of students who will do this. Dari mula sampai akhir kan dia akan tulis integration. Sebab dia membuat kerja tanpa menggunakan otak. Cannot. Remember, be aware of what you're doing. Don't just blindly put the integration sign there just because it looks cool. It doesn't look cool, okay? It makes you look dumb. So jangan. Okay? So what happens is after that you can simplify this, bring the x to the power of negative 2 down, okay? Just like what we did for differentiation. Remember, final answer, you cannot have power negative. You need to bring the power negative down to its original position. Okay? 3 divided by negative 1 will give you negative 3 over here. And then the x to the power negative 1 will bring you down. Okay, and then C as always. Okay, normal. Okay, question B. So in order to simplify this, okay, we kasih masuk lah. Okay, kasih darab begitu. Okay, then you split it up, and then after that you integrate. Okay, you split it up like this. Okay, then you integrate one by one. So x to the power negative 2 will become x to the power negative 1. Okay, divided by negative 1. Okay, then negative 4 and negative 1 will give you positive 4. X bring down back lah, so you become power x. This 3 will saling yet, okay, so you get x to the power 3. And then of course, because it is an indefinite integral, you plus c. Okay, so I know the examples are there. So actually what I kind of want you to do now for about half an hour, I'll give you half an hour to do this. I only want you to do these 8 questions first. Okay. Remember, if you need to do, okay, say for example like this, you need to expand first. Okay, there's no way we can integrate if there are 2 brackets, cannot. Okay, so expand this. This one also needs to be expanded. Tiada chain rule ini. Okay, no chain rule, well not yet lah, but there's no chain rule lah. Okay, so jangan juga kamu, dua bawa ke depan, tiada, please. Integration is totally different ball game. Okay, this one you will have to simplify. Okay, this one also you have to simplify. Okay, this one is expand. This one I want you to think about it and see. Okay, so I'm going to give you until 1:15 now, 1:15. Okay, try to do these questions. And then I will see you in a little while after this. Okay? If you have any questions, just shout my name, sir, and then after that I will answer. Okay? Try now, and then after that I will ask you for the answer. Okay. Since I don't have that much time, I'm just gonna go straight into this lah. So for number one, the integration of this will be x cubed plus 2x minus 10x plus c. 2x squared, sorry. Is that correct? Can? Okay, if kalau ada bantahan, then kamu bagi tahu saja lah. Just don't forget two things lah. Number one, when you've already done the integration, don't forget to get rid of the integration sign because that's the most important. So kau sudah buat lah. Okay, and then secondly, don't forget to put the plus c because this is an indefinite integral. Okay, second one, you will have to expand this first. So you get 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 3. Okay, but you haven't integrated yet lah. Kamu hanya expand sahaja. So when you integrate, you will get 1 over 2x to the power of 4 minus x cubed minus x squared plus 3x plus c. Is that correct? Yeah, should be correct lah. Okay, 1 over 2 x to the power of 4 minus x cubed minus x squared plus 3x plus c. Okay, so we find that when we integrate, it's actually easier to integrate it satu per satu. Just don't forget the negative signs. Okay, especially when you're dealing with power negative lah. Okay, negative power. Just be very careful. Okay, ini kalau kita expand, kita akan dapat 4x squared plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 over x squared begini. Is that correct? Okay, when we expand, we will get this. Okay, so after that, when you integrate, okay, before you integrate this one, kita kasih naik dahulu lah. Okay, so we get integration of 4x squared plus 4 plus x to the power of minus 2 dx. This will help us to integrate a lot easier lah. Okay, since we don't have to deal with this one. So when we integrate this, kita akan dapat 4x cubed over 3, okay, plus 4x. Now this is where it gets a little bit difficult lah. Okay, ini bila kita integrate, kita akan dapat x to the power of negative 1 over negative 1. Okay, so kita tambah 1 plus c. But this cannot be the final answer. Okay, because number one, ada negatif di bawah, dan kedua, ada kuasa negatif. We don't want kuasa negatif, so we have to bring it back down. So because of that, we will get 4x cubed over 3 plus 4x minus 1 over x plus c. Okay, kenapa minus 1? Sebab ini tambah dan negatif 1 ini, it will become minus 1 bila kita bawa itu x ke bawah. Okay, so that's the answer for number 3. Alright, next. This one is pretty straightforward, except that you should always make it one line first. X minus 3x to the power of negative 4 minus 2. Okay, kepada dx. Okay, so when you integrate this, you will get 1 over 2x to the power of 4 plus x squared over 2. Okay, and then this one will be the slight kicker lah. Minus 3x to the power of minus 3 over minus 3. Okay, minus 2x plus c. Okay, so this is probably what I think a lot of people will struggle with. Okay, because of the negative power. Just don't forget, kita tambah 1, always tambah 1. Okay, so what we will get is 1 over 2x to the power of 4 plus, you can rewrite this as 1 over 2x to the power of 2, totally no problem. Okay, but this one will be plus 1 over x to the power of 3 di bawah. Okay, and this is a very important thing. Okay, minus 2x plus c. Okay, so just like differentiation, just like differentiation, integration kan dia memang ada you have to do a lot of practice lah, okay, in order to do differentiation, integration properly. Okay, same thing with this, integrate with respect to x. With respect to x means kita dot dx di belakang. Okay, so when we integrate this, the problem is you need to simplify this first. Sebab 6x plus 5 over x cube ini, kita simplify dulu. So we will get 6x over x cube plus 5 over x cube kepada dx. Simplification of this will give us 6 over x squared plus, I'm going to bring the 3 up, 5x to the power of minus 3 to dx. Actually, this one also, I can terus bawa lah kan, 6x to the power of minus 2 lah. Okay, integration terhadap dx. And when you integrate, you will get, this will be 6x minus 3 over minus 3. Oh, sorry, not minus 3 kan? It should be minus 1. So kita tambah 1. Okay, minus 1 over minus 1 plus 5x minus 2 over minus 2 plus c. Then you simplify it, you will get minus 6 over x minus 5 over 2 x kuasa 2 di bawah tambah c. Okay. Same thing with number 6. Okay, when we simplify this, I'll get x to the power of 5 over 2x to the power of 4 minus 4x squared over 2x to the power of 4. Okay, now let's properly simplify this first. Jangan dulu integrate selagi belum simplify. So this one will be x to the power of 1, x to the power of 4 gone. So this will be x over 2 minus, okay, this one x to the power of 2 akan hilang. Sini akan jadi x to the power of 2. So this will be 2 over x to the power of 2 dx. Okay, bawa x to the power of 2 ke atas. So kita akan dapat x over 2 minus 2x to the power of minus 2 dx. So when you integrate this, okay, this will become 1 over 2, this will become x squared, okay, over 2, tapi ada 2 sudah sedia di bawah kan, so we have to times 2. Okay, then this will give us minus 2 x to the power of minus 1 over minus 1. Okay, then of course you plus c. Now if this beginning part is a little bit hard for you to see, what you can do is, you can we can rewrite this okay, as 1 over 2x. So 1 over 2x, if you integrate 1 over 2x, you will get 1 over 2x to the power of 2 over 2. Okay, so this will give us x squared over 4. Okay, so jangan kencang just because there's an over 2 down there kan, terus kau mau kencang-kencang sudah, it's nothing much, it's just a number, take it out. Okay, take it out if it helps you. Then you integrate, then you darab balik masuk. Tidak ada masalah. So this will give you 1 over 4x squared plus 2 over x plus c. Okay, that will be our answer. Alright, last two questions. This one, we have to expand this. So this will give us 6x squared plus 3 over x to the power of 4. Okay, dx. x2 and x6 or x4, yeah. So if we bring it up, kita bawa naik ke atas, 3x to the power of negative 4 terhadap dx, baru kita integrate. So 6x cubed over 3 plus 3x minus 3 over minus 3 plus c. Okay, notice that most of the time bila kita integrate kan, usually dia boleh saling mengcancel punya. Okay, jarang dia akan bagi situasi di mana macam ni kan yang susah mau cancel. Ada lah tapi jarang. Okay, so hopefully that's a good clue for you lah. So this is 2x to the cube, okay, minus 1 over x cube plus c. Okay, number 8 is our, well, only one person has said it doesn't know how to do this. Okay, so when you integrate this is hard to integrate because ada x plus 1 di bawah. Kita tidak boleh, we cannot split it because there's x plus 1 down there. Okay, but what you need to be able to see is actually this one, you can factorize it. So you can get x plus 2 and x plus 1 over x plus 1 terhadap dx. And what will happen is the x plus 1 and x plus 1 will cancel itself out. And so because of that, you are only actually integrating x plus 2 terhadap dx, which is a very simple integration actually. Okay, it's just 2x squared over 2, is x squared over 2 plus 2x plus c. Okay, so of all the integrations kan, actually number 4, 5, 6, 7 is actually the more difficult integration lah. So dia ada melibatkan bawa ke bawah, bawa ke atas. Number 8 is not difficult at all. You just have to know how to factorize lah. Okay, how to factorize this matter. Okay, so for your homework today, since this is a skills section, I'm afraid I will have to give you quite a bit of homework lah, because it's skill ma. How to build skill if you never practice kan? Okay, so we are talking about page 87. Okay, self exercise 3.2. Number 1 to 4 lah, obviously. Okay, number 1 to 4 all, and then also you know what? Okay, let's leave it at this first. Okay, number 1 to 4 all. Right? So please get this done and hand this in by Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday is our next class, right? Yeah, so tomorrow lah, please try to finish this by tomorrow.